alaikum children. How are you all? Hope you all are very fine and fit at your home. Children, in last session, we learned about different states of materials like solids, liquids and gases and also the objects that sink and float and the objects that are soluble and insoluble in water and about universal solvent. In today's session, we are going to learn about mixtures. So let us see what is a mixture. Combination of more than one substance is called a mixture. Now you can observe here some examples of mixtures like you are seeing here. Laddu is a mixture of besan flour, sugar, oil, cashew nuts, cardamom powder, kismis. And tea, it is a mixture of milk, sugar, tea powder, water. And lemon juice, it is a mixture of water, sugar and lemons. Soil is a mixture of weathered rock, organic material, that is humus, water and air. And last one is concrete, which is a mixture of cement, sand, small stones called chips and water. These mixtures, as they contain more than one substance, they are called as mixtures. Some mixtures are natural, like soil, and some mixtures are man-made, like you have seen. And these examples, laddu, lemon juice, and tea. Now we go for methods of separation. Let us see what is separation. We follow different methods to separate substances from a mixture. Now, so first of all, we see what is the first method of separation, that is hand picking. The substances which are carefully chosen and separated by hand from the mixture is called as hand picking. Now let us see how are stones separated from pulses or rice. Stones are separated by hand picking from rice and pulses. Hand picking is a method of separation where substances are separated from their mixture by picking with hand. This is possible only when their sizes are sufficiently large. Let us see some more examples of hand picking method. Like rotten fruits are separated from fresh fruits, separating oranges from apples and tomatoes from chilies, like that. Next we go for another method of separation, that is winnowing. What do you mean by winnowing? Separating heavier and lighter materials from the mixture with the help of wind is called as winnowing. When farmers thresh their crops, they get a mixture of husk and grain. How do the farmers separate the husk from the grains? On a windy day, a farmer stands on a high platform and allows the mixture of grain and husk to drop slowly from the flat pan. The wind carries the husk forward and the grains fall vertically downward. A separate heap of grain is formed. This method of separation is called as winnowing. What property helped in separating the husk from the grain? So, the property that is winnowing helped here. Husk is very light as compared to the grains, and farmers use this property. Let us see next one, that is sedimentation. What is sedimentation? The process of separation based on the formation of a sediment is called as sedimentation. Take a mixture of soil and water in a bottle or glass tumbler and keep it undisturbed for some time. What do you observe? You will find that the sand and the mud particles in the soil settle down at the bottom of the bottle. These are called as sediments, and this process of separation of mud and sand is called as sedimentation. After sedimentation, the tumbler is lifted inclined or the bottle is inclined on the edge of another bottle without disturbing the sediments, the water gets separated from the sediment, that is mud, and this process is called as decantation. Now, it is again, see what is the definition of decantation. The process of separation of a clear upper liquid from the sediment is called as decantation. Why did mud particles settle at the bottom of the tumbler? Sedimentation and decantation are used in your home while cleaning rice and pulses for cooking. Think of other examples where we use this method of separation and list them. Now we see what are the other examples. Now let us see. Why did mud particles settle at the bottom of the bottle? Mud particles are insoluble in water. That's why they settle as sediment at the bottom of the tumbler. Can you think of other examples where we use this method of separation? So, examples are water treatment and separation of tea leaves from tea, separation of RBC and plate. These are the some other examples. So, children, let us continue about sieving, filtration, and other methods of separation in our next session. So, children, up to that, be happy. Allah Hafiz.